Good morning, Goat Nation. That car guy Eddie here, and today another video. Thank you very much for tuning into today's video. Today I'm going to do a little bit something different. I'm actually going to start a series, things to consider before. And it's kind of cool because it's not going to just be things you should consider before in a car-related world. It's other things as well. Like, for instance, things you should consider before getting a vasectomy. Right? Did we just totally cross like a new bridge with this channel? Did we just do it together? If we just crossed a new bridge, smash the subscribe button. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Wait, do you smash the subscribe button or do you smash the like button? Anyways, thank you very much for tuning into today's channel, guys. So today's video is actually things to consider prior to owning a Jeep Gladiator. Or a Jeep Wrangler in this case, because effectively they're very, very similar. So let's get right to the video. So things that you should consider before buying a Jeep that I wish I knew ahead of time prior to buying my Jeep. First of all, the obligatory wave. Now, at first I thought that this was cool, okay? Every time you saw another Jeep, hey, Jeep wave, hey, Jeep wave, hey, Jeep wave. And it was cool because it brought me back to my roots of riding a street bike. When street bikes pass each other, they're like, hey, what's up? Cool, you're on a motorcycle. But on the Jeep, it was really cool at first. And then I felt so obligated because there were so many damn Jeeps on the road. See, motorcycles are a very small, close-knit community. The Jeep community is not a small, close-knit community. It's a niche market with a ginormous amount of people from every different walks of life and background into it. So it's nothing like a motorcycle. It is cool, but having to wave obligatory is something that I was just like, I'm like tired of it. And then if I see it and I miss it, I feel bad for like not doing it. Once again, just something small, but something you should consider. Second thing you should consider, you're going to get absolute crap gas mileage. Period. You are. Because here's what's going to happen. When you buy your Jeep, Wrangler or Gladiator, it looks like a girl's Jeep. No, I take that back because I've seen some girls with some badass Jeeps. It looks like a Barbie Jeep, okay? The wheels that FCA, Fiat Chrysler, put on their Jeeps stock are horrible. They're like passenger rated. They're just ugly. And that's where they get their MPGs with. That's where they get their fuel mileage standards with. And I think the Pentastar, which is the most popular motor, I think it only gets like 17 city and maybe like 21 highway stock, and that's with a stock Jeep. That's before you put tires on it. So not only are you putting bigger tires on it, which lift the center of gravity up and allow more wind to get under the car, and it puts a brick, that's another thing, it puts your brick that is a vehicle higher up in the air. But most of the time off-road tires also have numerous plies. They're 4-ply, 5-ply, 7-ply, 10-ply. And the number of plies is how many layers thick your tires are. The reason that this is super important is because that's how heavy your tires are. So if you get a set of 35s that are 10-ply tires, there's a good chance that your tires can weigh anywhere from 80 to 100 pounds more per tire of unsprung weight on your vehicle. So you're talking 400 or 500 more pounds added just like that. So you're going to get really bad gas mileage. After I put my 35s on it, I had a really nice set of 35s that were 8-ply, and I went from getting about 18 miles to the gallon to about 12 miles to the gallon. Also, another thing with the Gladiators and the new Wranglers with the 8-speed, if you put 35s on it and you do not re-gear it, if you do not re-gear your vehicle, you will never see 8th gear. You will never see. It's too tall. It's too tall. It doesn't have enough power to pull those big, heavy wheels and the brick that is the vehicle. It's just not going to work, okay? Another thing nobody told me, the noise. Holy crap. Okay, so I don't mind loud cars. I don't. I like exhaust. I like noises that cars make. I think that it's a cool thing. But the wind noise on a Wrangler or a Gladiator is insane. And it's not just wind noise coming from the front. It's noise coming from the side. It's, once again, those big tires rolling on the ground. All of that stuff makes it super uncomfortable to drive every day on a daily basis. So if you're driving off-road and you have 35s on your car or 33s on your car and, are on your Jeep, that's great. But every day it's gonna wear on you. Another thing I want to talk about is the top. So with the Gladiator, you have two options. You have a hard top or you have a soft top. Now I got the hard top because I was like, look, I've seen so many Jeeps with crappy soft tops on them. Soft tops are loud. Soft tops are prone to leakage. I'm going to get the hard top. The problem is with the hard top is that it was loud. It's not insulated. It's literally fiberglass and paint, and that's it. And it's 4 inches above your head. So let me tell you, I drove in hail one time, and it was so loud I couldn't talk to my passenger. That's how loud it was. That's just crazy to me. And the problem is that there's an aftermarket that supports that. There's all kinds of insulating things that companies sell, but that's more money on top of it. That should come from Jeep stock. It should, especially in the higher trims, like the Sahara that's not designed to go anywhere except for a mall parking lot, okay? That should definitely have an insulated top. If you get another thing with the hard top that completely sucks that you should consider is you have this grand idea of driving around without your roof on. Well, you better have a place to store your roof, and you also better have a friend to help you take your roof off, because the roof is heavy, and once you get it off, you better put it somewhere that you don't mess it up, because you will be very, very angry if you mess up your roof. And it's a big roof. It's going to take a lot of space, and that goes for the Wrangler and the Gladiator together. More than likely, you'll probably just take off your Freedom panels, which are the two panels directly above your head, and you will sunburn your head. But like I said, it's one of those things where it's kind of a give and take. But that's where it is regarding the roof. Now, the doors. I'm going to take my doors off. I took my doors off. That was one of the biggest things I wanted to do, was take my doors off of my Jeep and drive around. Okay? The problem is, once again, I had these beautifully painted red doors. Where am I going to put them? So literally in my dining room, well, it's converted dining room. It's got carpet in it now. But I had my roof and 4 doors precariously laid out across the ground so that nobody would touch them. And I was always really, really concerned about people touching them and, people bumping into them, because I didn't want to scrape anything. So there's that aspect of it. Another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that if you buy a Gladiator, don't expect it to carry a lot in the bed. What I mean by that is that I think that FCA did a really good job at making it like a truck, but keep in mind it's a small truck. Nowadays short bed pickups are like a 5'7" bed anyways. I think the Gladiator is 5'2", to be honest with you. So keep that in mind as you go through it. Another thing that you really want to worry about when you're looking at the Gladiator is that there's not a lot of space, and this is the same with the Wrangler as well. The reason why there's not a lot of space is because the entire seating compartment of the vehicle is within the frame rails of the vehicle. Okay? Let me help you with that again. You have the frame of the vehicle, your seat is inside of the frame, whereas most other cars, your seat is either on the outside of the frame or above the frame, but not inside the frame. And that's why many times the vehicles feel very narrow. They feel very narrow. Another thing that you got to consider is that your windshield is flat. Guess what that means? That means rocks that are getting kicked up at you, you're breaking your windshield. You also want to remember that you're going to have a very, very good time in your Jeep. But I also want you to consider that you will have a good time. You will have a lot of fun going off-road. You will meet a lot of cool people. But please, please, please consider you are going to be driving this every day to and from work or whatever you're doing. So if your Jeep is your primary mode of transportation, you be very careful when you take it off-road. There's a lot of things that can happen. There's axle issues, there's tire issues, there's motor issues. There's a lot of things that can happen to your Jeep that, while the vehicle is very, very rugged, it really is designed to be taken off-road occasionally, not do anything severe. And I fear that a lot of guys, they get their Jeeps, or at least I did. I got mine and I was like, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Put big tires on it, put a big bumper on it, took it off-road, did a lot of things. And while that was super cool and I really dug that, in the back of my mind, I was always concerned with, dang, don't break, because I got to drive to work on Monday. I have to. Another thing, if you're going to be going off-road that you have to consider, buy a pressure washer. Period. Buy a pressure washer. Leaving mud on your vehicle was the fastest way to rust and ruin your paint any day. So if you like the way that your Jeep looks, buy a pressure washer, get the mud and grime off as soon as possible. That's all I got. So, like I said, if you still want to buy a Wrangler after all this, or a Gladiator, good on you. Just know that these are a couple things that you should consider ahead of the time. I hope you have a wonderful day. Drop a comment down below on things that you should consider ahead of time. Have a great day.